Okay, so not that anyone asked, but I have the keen awareness of knowing if I've known someone in a past life, especially when it comes to a celebrity, or if, for example, watching historical fiction and the portrayal of a person through a celebrity, allowing me to make the connection as to whether or not I've known someone. And this is something that has been slowly amping up since probably 2019, when I was watching a show on television and one of the characters' names was Anne. I was so attracted to the name Anne, and so I did some research about historical figures named Anne. I found that there was a princess with that name from the Victorian era, and then I found that I knew that princess from the Victorian era. And I'm sure you're saying, well, how would you even know that? That sounds insane. Well, I use the astrology app, the pattern app, and you can hop on the pattern app and look at bonds. And those bonds will tell you whether or not you have been intertwined with this person's soul at some point in time. When I say I knew them, it isn't that I specifically knew Princess Anne, but that I knew her at some point in time, and that in my lifetime of history, she is Princess Anne, and so therefore I can say I knew Princess Anne. But it wasn't necessarily Princess Anne per se, but it was the person who is currently in my historical timeline embodying Princess Anne. So this has also happened with King Louis XIV, Henry Tudor, good old Anne Boleyn, Maximilian, what's his face from the show The Duchess, that dude's brother. I knew him for some reason. Okay, so it's like a lot of different people. I don't need to go on the list, but I was watching We Need to Talk About Kevin yesterday, and it got me really thinking about who Ezra Miller is, because there was something about him that was so stupid attractive that I was like, there's just something that is pulling me toward him, and it's not just his face, but it's his energetic signature. Okay, it's his energetic mark, it's his aura, it's whatever you want to call it. So I got on Wikipedia. Okay, I just read his entire Wikipedia, and say whatever you want about Wikipedia, but I love Wikipedia, and I donate to Wikipedia, and you should too, because AI is taking over the world, and it's not right, and it's not fair. So I was reading his Wikipedia, and I just read about all of his criminal charges. And it's very interesting because as it appears now, as opposed to the video I made yesterday about Ezra Miller, there has been a very clear deterioration of this person's mental stability. And it got me thinking about whether or not this person is in line to become like a weird cult leader who is susceptible of manipulating and swaying the persons around them in order to, I guess I want to say, like, gain emotional protection and physical security. Because what it appears to be happening is that this person's identity has been built and crumbled several times. They identify as neither man, woman, or human, which is fine. And they're unsure about really their place in the world, And it appears that they have received so much privilege from who their parents are, not that they aren't talented independently, but because of who their parents are, they have received some privilege to become where they are in the world of media and celebrity. But they are not well. And Wikipedia has stated that they are, in fact, going through the means to be on probation for the next year and continue drug and alcohol screening, and I hope take anger management classes, as well as continue on their mental health journey. Now, based on what I read about his conduct with minors, I am concerned that this person may be attracted to minors, and that is actually what happened with that poor girl, Tokata Iron Eyes, somebody who he started speaking with when they were 12 and he was in his 20s. Now, that kind of thing happens a lot in Hollywood, and I think it's very problematic. And I don't know why, as a society, we're not talking about it more and blasting that publicly and trying to protect our minors, because children require a lot of protection, and I feel like in a lot of ways, preservation of their innocence that allows them to continue to be children for as long as possible, because the world is very, very hard and it takes a long time to grow into yourself. And I don't think that strangers or famous people, or anybody for that matter, should have the right to manipulate and sway the development of a child's mind. And I say this as a survivor of my own narcissistic manipulation and abuse from my parents. And I would have hoped, in fact, I did hope at that time that somebody was looking out for me and that my childhood would have been preserved. So I did get on Pattern App, and I did look to see if Ezra Miller and I are connected from past life connections, karmic connections, friendship connections. Yes, okay, we are connected. I'm not surprised, because of this weird poll that I had just from watching this movie last night that has made me obsess over what the fuck is happening with Ezra Miller. Are people helping him? Will he be okay? Or is he going to be suddenly a weird, abusive cult leader if he isn't given the tools that he needs to step out and grow into a person? Like, all of us aren't meant to evolve in our lifetimes. Some of us, our lesson is to not evolve and then carry that into the next lifetime and figure out what it is we did wrong last time and what we can do this time to overcome it. And so I wonder if that is his journey in this present timeline, or he's going to snap out of it. And what I think is annoying about recognizing that I have known these celebrities in past lives, like Amy Sedaris, Harry Nilsson, what's her face with the hair, whose name I can't remember. She's in But I'm a Cheerleader. Those people, there's like, I'll never know them, but watching them in the world move and see how they've lived their lives and who they've become, it's weird because their existence still impacts my existence based upon like the media that I consume and the opinions that I have. Because like, we did still all incarnate at the same time, even if we didn't incarnate with each other in the same network of people. Their influence is still here. They're still influencing me. I'm not influencing them at all because they don't know I exist. And isn't that just so curious? Anyway, Ezra Miller, you'll probably never see this, But if you do, just know that I'm out here rooting for you, and I hope you find what you need to get better.